Hello, I am Kai representing Photon for Health, and today we will be conducting a demonstration that involves a live blood analysis along with a measurement using the life energy meter to observe the impact of a treatment on the body. Let's start with a quick finger prick to collect a drop of blood from Jane for further analysis and examination. Jane is about to start the photon and magnetic field therapy, and I will check the blood. To begin with, the first thing I assess is the amount of life energy that is present in this single drop of blood. We place the glass slide on the experimental life energy meter and see that the life energy meter indicates the blood is at 58 points. Now, remember this well because we will measure it again after the treatment. Let's take a moment to check in on Jane. She has begun her treatment involving photons and magnetic field therapy. The purpose of photon therapy is to elevate the biophotons in the body, allowing for self-healing capabilities to be restored. Biophotons are tiny light signals that are utilized by everything in the body. Every cell utilizes these light signals for communication with other cells. And the built-in magnetic field therapy ensures that your red blood cells regain more magnetic force so they can repel each other better. Now let's take a look at her blood under the microscope. I specifically brought this microscope from my laboratory to show how blood appears before and after a treatment. This microscope magnifies the blood 1,000 times. That's a very strong magnification. We have here the blood that we just extracted from Jane, and it is evident that there is a significant issue. All the red blood cells are sticking together in clumps. It is not normal for all red blood cells to be stuck together and piled up. Normally, red blood cells repel each other. To put it simply, this is necessary because a cell is a flat disk and needs to absorb oxygen. It goes to the lungs, absorbs oxygen there, travels throughout the body, and releases the oxygen. If you stack these flat disks on top of each other, the surface area decreases. This is because there can be significantly less oxygen present in between. Therefore, the body has naturally devised a system that pushes blood cells apart when they come into contact with each other, like magnets that don't want to touch each other. However, due to an overload of electromagnetic radiation, such as Wi-Fi, this mechanism breaks down, and even worse, it can actually reverse. This has a very detrimental effect on the body because the overall oxygen transport throughout your entire body worsens as a result. The total oxygen is reduced by about 20 to 30%. However, when you place an oxygen meter on your finger, it indicates, yes, that is sufficient. This is because it only measures the oxygen on the surface of all those clumped cells, and naturally, yes, there is enough there. So this is definitely not what you want. You want all those blood cells to be apart from one another. That's how it should be. I have conducted this research for years with thousands of people. They were sitting at the table watching television. I personally extracted their blood, placed it under a microscope for examination, and presented it to everyone. Through my extensive experience over the years, I have learned that 90% of individuals face the problem of their blood cells aggregating. 80% of those who returned for a follow-up after one treatment observed a significant enhancement in their blood condition. Alright, so we have examined the situation. Jane's life energy measured at 58, and her blood is clotting, making it ineffective at transporting oxygen throughout her body. Jane has completed her treatment, and we are going to take a blood sample to measure it. What is the life energy level of her blood at this moment? We recall that prior to the treatment, the value was 58. Now it stands at 100. That's fantastic news. The amount of life energy in Jane's body is over 40% higher. But what we are really curious about is how Jane's blood looks now. Has it changed? Let's take a look. We'll put it under the microscope again and check it out. There's a noticeable difference right away. We see that the repelling action of the red blood cells has largely been restored, and most cells are now neatly aligned and repelling each other as they should. Thus, through this single treatment, we have already made sure that Jane's blood cells regain their normal function, which results in a higher level of oxygen throughout the body. Of course, I don't need to explain that oxygen is crucial for all functions in the body. Without it, things will end very quickly. We have increased the biophotons and magnetic force of the cells, allowing all cells to function again and improving the performance of all her organs. The result is that the blood looks much better. The life energy is significantly improved. Jane's energy will therefore be much better. And most importantly, her ability to heal herself is now working much more effectively. So whatever you have, asthma, irritable bowel syndrome, name it, all complaints, whether you are chronically tired, burned out, or depressed. Our therapy improves your life energy, the magnetic power of your blood, and your biophoton levels. so you become much healthier and have much more energy. Chronic illnesses will greatly diminish or might even go away entirely. What our therapy does is exactly this. With this demonstration, I hope to offer you a glimpse of how, indeed, it genuinely changes something significant. I hope you learned something today. I certainly enjoyed making this video. See you in the next one.